Well, hi everyone, it's Peter for the Pain Toolkit and Self-Management Toolkit. And yes, I'm back here with my very, very good buddy over there in Canada.
Mhm.
Hey Keith, how you doing, dude?
Hey, I'm good, Pete. How are you today?
I'm not, well, I'm okay. It's just the weather's been pretty naff, but
It's winter time where we live here in this
yeah,
part of the world. Yep.
bit of a slowish day today.
Mhm.
Listen, coming up to the end of year and stuff like that, and I think what about if we do like a bit of a end of year review, really,
Yeah.
about what's it been like for us and support with self-management, etc. So, um, what's we'll pass it backwards and forwards and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
what's it been like for you? What's
I
20?
mean, over,
That's kind of 22, 25 been to you.
in this world, I would say pretty good. Just looking back on it now, it's been a steady year in some of the things that I've been doing. And all of the work that I've been doing, it's been very positive, very rewarding. I've had opportunities to work with some good organizations, some good individuals. And it's just been really reaffirming because what it shows me is that despite the challenges that we still experience with trying to make supported self-management mainstream, the first thing, not the last thing. And while that can just feel like it's pushing a big stone uphill sometimes because it
Mm.
is. I'm seeing people in organizations who are kind of working towards these same goals and are getting there. So yeah, it's been interesting looking back on it now because I hadn't really thought about it till now. Um, that yeah, it's been good. Um, pretty pleased with the year that it's been so far. So how about you?
Well, I don't know about you, Keith, but it's gone super fast.
Yeah,
Only since
yeah,
a few weeks ago, I was yeah, a few weeks ago it was like leading up to Christmas, and I think
yeah,
where the hell did 2025 go? And
yeah, for sure.
I think it's been a busy year, I suppose, with the paint toolkit, and as you know, from we've been both working on a new sort of not sort of stepping back. Well, I suppose I am in a way stepping back from persistent pain management, moving supporting now from the new year.
Hmm.
People with long-term conditions. It's pretty
Hmm.
much what I used to do when I worked in the NHS.
Hmm.
A program called the Expert Patients Program, where we ran courses for people with long-term conditions, and
Hmm.
so anyway, I'm getting back into that, and hopefully Scott Harrington, he's developing the new website, but it's going to be pretty much the same as the Pain Toolkit one with some other bits, some extra bits on it, etc.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's all sort of new. And it's good to see. I'll tell you what, it's really good to see a lot of other people now offering supported pain self-management. If you think we both think back to a few years ago, we were pretty much I call when we were like general customers, like we was on our own,
Yeah.
with but everybody, there's a lot more people now offering um, pain self-management. I think over in Australia now they've got several courses they run there. Peter O'Sullivan,
Hmm.
Mike, bloody every time I go and mention him, I forget. I'll remember it later on. Peter O'Sullivan, Lorimer,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, Mosley.
coming on it.
Yeah.
Lorimer Mosley, who's going to be a speaker at our conference next week,
Yeah.
and they're all sort of running courses now, so
Hmm.
educating healthcare professionals and stuff like that. So it's been good to see all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I suppose in a way, I'd not say our job's done, but I think it's important that we're looking at long-term conditions because, as you know, myself, you and me, we
Hmm.
live with long-term conditions, life-limiting long-term
Hmm.
conditions,
Yeah.
and I just felt it was important. I needed to, or we needed to, look after those guys, like that they struggle as well, like because I don't think you see many supported self-management programs for say for people with long-term conditions. But it's been an interesting year, and I think one of the things that we both did this year we was, we didn't know about. We both bought camper vans
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We've
exactly at
had
the
that
same
in
time.
common.
We never
Yeah.
mentioned it. Then we never
Yeah.
mentioned it to each other.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'll say, "Hey, I bought a caravan. A
Yeah.
camper van." And you
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, I bought one."
Yeah. So did I. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's tell you, tell you what well, you could tell the viewers and listeners. I mean, you really inspire me, man. With I mean, you took across, you did the actual ultimate trip, really. You went across from BC to the East Coast, didn't you? Do you want to tell the
Yeah.
listeners and viewers a bit more about that, how that all went?
Yeah, yeah. So that was one of those things my wife and I talked about always doing someday. And like you said, you and I both live in addition to living with pain, we also have unrelated long-term health issues. And so we decided it was time to do it now. We instead of someday. So yeah, we bought our camper van and took almost 2 months, and we loaded up our dog, and we went from British Columbia, which is on the west coast of Canada. We're not right on the ocean, but we're about 400 kilometers from the Pacific Ocean, so we're pretty close. And we drove all the way to the east coast of Canada and back. So it was a 14,100 kilometer trip, one round trip out and back. And yeah, we got to see just so much of, the world is beautiful, but we really got a chance to appreciate just how beautiful and kind Canada is. We had such a great time. So
Yeah,
it was a great trip. My wife is ready to do it all over again. I don't know if I'm quite ready yet. I need to took a bit out of me, but it was spectacular. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, you've done a lot more than me. I think I've only spent a couple of nights away in my little camper van, and only local as well.
Yeah. Well, it was something like I said, we talked about it, for years. We talked about doing it someday and we can all get caught up in the someday thing. So we decided to
Yeah.
make it happen while we could. So yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
when
just
yeah, when I had my little white van, the van before the camper van, I did I decided to do a road trip to the Austrian paint school.
hmm
I think it's a couple of might be 2 or 3 years ago now,
hmm
which meant me going on a ferry, which is only
Yeah.
not far from me, then driving down to from the Holland, the Netherlands, driving down to Germany to a place near Nuremberg, pick up
hmm
my doctor mate Ryan Osittel.
hmm
Stayed over there one night in a hotel, and then we both off we went to Austria, like and I
Nice.
loved it. It's really wild, like
Yeah. Yeah.
obviously get everything in reverse, like but.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Nice.
but I think, yeah, I mean, I think supportive self-management now. I think I think the good thing about the new site, the self-management site, we're going to both be putting in posts on there all about supportive self-management. I think started writing some posts really already
hmm
because I think a lot of for a lot of people thinking supportive self-management is pretty new, like, but I've been doing a bit of research on it, and it
Yeah.
really started back in the 30s, with a
That's
nurse
amazing.
organisation,
Hmm
and it's become a worldwide organisation. So really, it ain't a new concept,
Yeah.
and we'll be talking and writing a bit more about that. But so it's not a, it's as I say, it's not new. It's not definitely not new around,
hmm
but a lot of organisations now are getting on in the act. And I said, yeah, even the NHS, so they've got a dedicated page on their website NHS England uh, for supported self-management. And
Hmm.
uh, and that's the thing, way to go. Because listen, you know, you and I, Keith, we both know the numbers of people living with pain or long-term conditions.
Hmm.
We're not talking really small numbers. We're talking
Yeah.
bonkers numbers, like, you know.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
talking, you know, what for pain alone, it's IASPA quoted one in five of these people around the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
That's
know, and that's not including long-term conditions. So
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
I liked the idea, when you came up with the idea of sort of refocusing or broadening that lens to support self-management with long-term conditions, because really all of those things that we can do, those tools in the toolkit are completely applicable to just various long-term conditions as well,
mm,
not just pain. And to be brutally honest, after I was diagnosed with my long-term condition, which is called mitochondrial disease, I was able to just not roll right into it. Wasn't excited to get the diagnosis, but from a management perspective, because mine doesn't have any cures or drugs or treatments or anything like that, they're still trying to figure it out. But the best thing I could do was to look after myself. So
mm,
having years of experience of self-management, I was able to just roll that into looking at it, like for my mitochondrial disease as
yeah.
well. I was fortunate because I had the knowledge and the experience of it. Others don't, and I think that's why it's really important to broaden that lens and say, despite what you're dealing with, arthritis, mitochondrial disease, kidney disease, cancer, diabetes, like just there's a never-ending list.
Mm,
These things will help you. They're not
yeah.
going to cure you, but they're going to help you live the best life you can despite your long-term condition. So I think it's a real home run. I think the work that still needs to be done, I agree with you that more and more organizations are starting to get into this, is now to focus the education on what the supported side is, because healthcare providers still have a huge role to play. They're the supported side of that, right? Whether they're physicians or physical therapists or OTs or whatever, they still have a huge role. So we want to make sure they're still not saying, here, it's supported self-management, go off and do it on your own. It's like, it's supported self-management and let's do this together, because they still have a role to play.
I know you probably doing a bit of a spoiler here, but I know you sent me over some texts uh, yesterday or this morning. I can't remember now, but about the value of organisations and get healthcare workers, organisations getting more involved in supportive self-management. When I say the value, how valuable it is to them, where it reduces uh, certain costs, like, you know, like
Yeah,
general
yeah,
general practitioner time, healthcare
yeah,
professional time,
yeah,
medication usage,
yeah,
uh, less social problems, etc., etc. Like,
yeah, yeah,
I mean, can you I don't want to give it all away because that would
yeah.
be, but just can you give listeners and viewers just a little bit of a rough idea of what you discovered when you was doing a bit of research?
Absolutely. It was quite eye-opening for me, and I got into that research because, and you and I have talked about this. If healthcare policymakers are struggling with seeing the investment in supported self-management, these sort of social health programs from a quality, like improving the quality of life of people, which should be the main driver. But if they're struggling with that in governments and policymakers, let's look at it from a pure dollars and cents.
Mm,
They've only got so many dollars to spend in healthcare. So what's the best way to spend it? And when you start looking at, and the research supports, when you start investing in supporting self-management from the top down, so making it available, supporting the providers who do it, all of those things. I mean, we're talking, I've seen roughly, and I'm sure there's lots and lots of studies. I haven't seen them all, but we're talking returns on investment of 3 to 4 times. So for every dollar spent, whether it's a euro, Canadian dollar, whatever it is, we're seeing that come back as a social investment in people. have a 3 to 4 time multiplier. So that's, if nothing else, it's financially beneficial.
So
Yeah.
you'll be able to read more about that and say on the self-management toolkit website coming up
Hmm.
in the new year. So um, also, I posted this morning. I thought it'd be a bit useful because we want to work on an inspirational.
Yes.
I was just thinking about uh, I think I posted this morning on social the platforms as 2025 comes to a close. Like it's
Hmm.
about looking at the not other dudes out there who have inspired us. Like really, like
Hmm.
I put a list down there, just a rough list, really. Sometimes I don't get the recognition they duly need,
Yeah.
So, the healthcare. I mean, what sort of what healthcare professionals or healthcare workers come to mind who have inspired you this year?
So there's one that I'm going to call out in particular, and it's been very meaningful for me. So as part of my pain management, I have an intervention. I have implanted medical equipment in me,
Mm,
and one of my doctors who I deal with a lot on that, his name is Dr. Vishal Varshney, and he's an anesthesiologist and he's a pain doc. Um, and he has, I mean, this year and over the years, just become almost more like a friend than my doctor. We have a very close relationship. And when I talk to him about how I'm feeling, he doesn't challenge me. He doesn't be like, well, you can't be that. I mean, he has said to me, you know your body, what's the right thing to do? So he joins me in my journey and he works with me on what are the right things to do. And he understands that for me and for all of his patients, that they're treating the person, they're not treating their pain. Like by treating their pain, they're helping the person, but he looks at it and he is so committed to this. Like it is about treating the person first.
mm,
So to me, he's a real rising star in the work that he does.
mm.
And we just have such a great relationship. And I've just been really impressed
Yeah,
with him. So, there are many of these great healthcare providers out there, and I think it's important that we highlight the work that they're doing.
yeah. Well, the one I think it's I suppose put a bit of wind in my sails was a GP from Bradford, Dr. Asim Suleiman, and
Hmm.
he approached me. I think it's back in the summer because he's the GP in Bradford, which is in West Yorkshire, and he was inquiring about how we could adapt the pain toolkit for people who use faith to
Hmm.
um, to manage their pain. For a lot of people, I know back in the day, like when I was struggling, I always remember I started, especially when I was at the end of my life because I was in so much pain. You do start talking to the man in the sky, or the
Right.
person in the sky,
Hmm.
But I think it was, he just put a different tax on it, which doesn't really usually get mentioned, really, like how some people out there who use their faith to help them manage their pain. So
Yeah.
we got both our heads together and we adapted a pain toolkit, which is readily available now on the pain toolkit website. And the other healthcare professional that really inspired me was I've known her for quite a few years, really, and that's bloody fog brains, bloody Dr. Sue Peacock.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and now Sue, I've known Sue for quite a few years, like, and she's been working in pain management for a hell of a lot of years as well, like, but she left the NHS and she started up in a private practice
Hmm.
and how what she's been doing now, using certain methods to help people with sleep problems,
Hmm.
um, helping people with sleep problems, with long-term pain, and also I think other healthcare, long-term health conditions as well. So I think for me, they're the two that really have really stood out. So what's the other list? What's the on my little list here? I've got I can't remember off the top of my head. So healthcare, and what about supported self-care man? What about supported self managers? Anyone stick out for you? Like, I mean, I mean, over in Canada, you got loads of them, haven't you?
Well, yeah, yeah, I do. I mean, one that comes to mind right away is my good friend Virginia McIntyre. I known her for a number of years now, and we do some work together. And she's the president of an organization in Canada as well called the People in Pain Network, which is a peer support network for people who live with pain. And as being one who also lives with pain, I mean, she's just a real shining example of, what effective pain supportive self-management and what she does, not only for herself, because, I mean, she's like you and I, she's dealing with it and living with it every day. She's an extremely busy woman. I mean, she works part-time in the healthcare field, in the technical side of that. And she's also running this national organization, and she runs that organization as a volunteer. She doesn't get paid for it, and she puts her heart and soul in. And she's also a member of the Canadian Pain Society and committees they're on. So she is just out there promoting, effective supportive self-management at a number of levels, and also being a beacon of somebody
Mm.
who does, who walks the walk as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Virginia does a good job over there. I mean, it's such a,
Hmm.
but in our world, getting resources, to help us keep things running, like, and I know
Yeah.
Sue, she's running the organisation, the People in Pain Network, and
Hmm.
it's I don't think healthcare professionals or healthcare organisations know that. Organisations like the People in Pain Network and all the other ones, and
Hmm.
it's we don't really get bankrolled, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
we have to we do put a lot of free time in, and
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of the time we put in is for free.
yes,
But they we keep the websites running and supporting other people, like, it's not that we're looking for any accolades or anything like that. We do it because we feel we have to,
yeah,
but just keep the websites running. It is, we don't get no favors, like, everybody needs to be paid, etc.
they
Like,
do. Yeah,
so,
yeah. Also, from an organization standpoint, I want a little bit biased here in Canada, but I want to do a shout out to Pain Canada.
mm,
This is a organization that's been around about 4 years now. And there's sort of this overarching organization that sort of works with all of the pain advocacy and other organizations across Canada and all the provinces and territories to just sort of, because there's so much going on and it can be all very disparate. So they kind of they're overarching, they're kind of helping guide everything so that there isn't duplication of things and there's a common voice when they're dealing with government. So they've been doing great work. They represent an amazing document called the Action Plan for Pain in Canada. They shepherd that document to keep moving
mm,
it forward.
mm,
But one of the things they just recently got into is they're putting a lot of effort into supported self-management in Canada. So they've gone to all
mm,
across Canada, who's doing what, and they're just slowly pulling all that together so they can collate it, fill any gaps, reduce duplication, and then really trying to promote that as, front and center healthcare in Canada. It's just at the early stages, but they recognize the immense need for supported self-management for
mm.
pain throughout Canada, and they're making it a priority, and they want to get it as the first, not the last thing that happens. So,
I think there's a couple of names that come to mind, and I know one of them's really close to home is Dave Oxley, who
mhm.
works endlessly behind the scenes on the Paint Toolkit Academy.
Hmm.
With doing all the stuff I can't do, like
Yeah.
all this what I call the technical stuff. And
Yeah.
so, massive shout out to Dave, and want to say thank you, Dave, for all your help, support that you do. And without you, man, we wouldn't have an academy. And
Hmm.
so I know Dave's going to be involved in the up and coming conference on the in on the 21st of February.
Hmm.
And oh, Bella should give old Grania Daniels a bit of a shout out as well because
Yeah.
she works behind the scenes as well.
She's up in the middle of the night as well.
Yeah, so give her a shout out. Was get a massive telling off and give old Katie Napton a shout out as well. But I want to give a special shout out to a newbie around the block,
Yes.
and that's someone called Katie.
Frost.
Yeah,
Katie Frost. Yeah.
she just blasted onto the scene. I think she contacted me I think it was the early part of this year.
Hmm.
Mid, I can't. And she was been on a pain management program on the other side of Essex, on the west side of Essex, and she wanted to get involved in
Hmm.
self-management, etc. And well, I had a chat with her and say, these are the things that you need to be doing, or well, don't tell suggestions, I suppose, but she
Hmm.
really embraced them all the
Yeah.
suggestions, and she started contacting people. So she was,
Hmm.
I didn't, she unbeknown to me, she was contacting Toby Newton-John over there in Australia.
Hmm.
I think she was trying to get hold of Lorimer. I think she talked to our other self-management sister, Joe Belton,
Hmm.
and so she's really taking it. But and I know a lot of people now are using her illustrations around in pain and self-management. So massive shout out to Katie as well.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I know I think both of us get a bit of fog brain, but there's well, I want to give a shout out to all the people that come on the Paint Toolkit conversations, but one that
Hmm.
always sticks out all the time is Jerry
Jerry
Dunn,
Durham. Yeah. Yeah.
because I like following Jerry in there.
Hmm.
His message is out there is that the really important message is that the front desk,
Hmm.
the pro the say the healing program, but self-management starts at the front desk, and if people have a poor experience at the front desk, then their treatment or their management plan is going to be the same, so I know
Yeah.
he's doing good work now, touring around the States, uh,
Yeah.
clearing up others. And so, Jerry, keep up the good work you're doing there, mate. It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, who have we left out? I can't think.
Oh, probably
There's
lots because
hundreds,
there's,
sorry,
yeah, there
hundreds
really is.
anymore, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
there is. Yeah. But I just want to reinforce, I mean, great shout out to Katie. I had a conversation with her as well. I think she's
that's right.
just
Yeah,
a firecracker, and I love the work that she's doing, and happy, you and I to support her in any way we can. But she seems to
yeah,
be certainly on a great path. And Jerry, I love Jerry as well because he just calls it like it is. I
yeah,
love his style. He doesn't pull any punches. And like you said, if people have a bad interaction at that sort of initial stage at that front counter, they they won't come back. Like
yeah,
it's critical. So
mm,
there are a lot of people, we've forgotten people, I know, and we can do another video some other time to pick up the ones we missed. But we're seeing a real uptake in people who are picking up the torch, who are carrying this torch and saying, I'm doing this too because it's important.
yeah,
And you get enough people carrying a torch, and it can start a pretty damn big fire.
yeah. So if we forgot you, well, I think
We
we
apologize.
apologise.
Yeah.
But if we forgot you, hey, listen, you've got to stand up. And if we have forgot you, you let us know,
Yeah.
and we'll give
Just
you a
poke us.
shout
Yeah.
out on another video.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm not. Are we going to be doing another video before the holidays?
I think we probably will.
Why not? Because we
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
you haven't seen or heard the last of us before the holidays.
Exactly. We're not done
So,
yet. Mhm.
well, we'll see you again next week probably. Okay. So if you've got any questions for us, don't forget, or just let us know. and I think we've gone on quite a bit here, but just
Hmm.
let us know, and don't forget the conference coming up on the 21st of February. We've got some
Yeah,
spectacular, well, really good speakers. Well,
we
all
do.
the speakers we have are fantastic.
Yeah.
I think he thinks it's going to be a really, really good conference. So, okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Take
Mhm.
care. See you soon. Ciao.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.